Hey everyone! I just got back from one of the best seminars I've ever been to, and it really inspired me to finally do the thing that I've always wanted to do. So for those of you that don't know who I am, my name is Colleen Curtis, and I have built my entire business through social media. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that kind of see social media as this annoying thing that takes up time in their life. And I see it as a platform for me to deliver really awesome messages to people. There was a time in my life where I felt unhappy, I was depressed, I felt like I didn't have friends. I was just in a really dark place in my life. And this was about 5 years ago. So 5 years ago, social media wasn't a place where you came to be inspired. Social media back in the day wasn't a place where you met awesome people. And I have been able to, over the last 3.5 years of my online business, been able to really change my life with social media. So after being at the seminar this weekend, I'm usually really good at going for the things that I want to accomplish. And I try my best to share the value that I've learned with others. And I love video. I love live video. I love how much it's changed our social media world. So here I am, kind of just randomly deciding this morning that I'm gonna go for it. And I've been thinking really hard on what I wanted this video series and what I wanted this whole community to be called. And I decided to call it Beautiful Minds. So for those of you joining on my first episode, this is so crazy. So I don't know if you follow me on my page at the top, you'll see in my banner that I'm actually going to be doing a free group. It's going to be a 5-day group, and it's going to be called Beautiful Minds. So with my online business, I've offered so much value in the health and the fitness arena, and I've been trying for so long to figure out what my branding is and what I want to offer people. And it takes time to figure that out. And I think I've done a pretty good job, but I've just kind of had the moment. I guess I hate using the word aha moment, but we'll use that here. Kind of the aha moment where I love to help women feel empowered and beautiful. Oh, thanks, Ashley. Thanks for joining. I really love help. I mean, beautiful can mean so many different things. Some people think of it as, aesthetic beauty. I think of it as just vibrancy, make you feel good. Yes, feeling good about how you look is part of it. But what I've learned is that all the progress in my life has come from feeling strong and confident and beautiful on the inside. So I kind of put a play on words, and it's going to be called Beautiful Minds. And again, thank you so much for coming to episode 1. And today I want to share with you the 5 ways that I was able to energize, charge, and change my life. So the great thing about the seminar this weekend was that it was called High Performance Academy by Brendon Burchard. If you don't follow him on his outlets, he gives tons of free info. So go follow him. If you're ever looking to make an investment in yourself, his events are awesome. And he actually really challenged us to think of how much value we have and how much value we offer. And they gave us this amazing journal, and it was empty when I got it. And I have pages and pages and pages of notes. And so I kind of sat here this morning and was like, how do I digest all of this? How do I share all this? We even have this other workbook too. And I said, you know what? That little thing that was in the back of my mind about this whole Beautiful Minds thing, just do it. Just freaking go for it. And we talked this weekend about, there's so many things people want to do. And you have to kind of think of the task at hand as this huge pile of rocks. And people look at this pile of rocks and they say, okay, it's here. How do I get it over here? How do I get from here to here, meaning the next level in my life, in business, whatever it is you're trying to change? Sorry, there's a hair tickling my face. How do I get it from here to here? And it's simple. You pick up one rock and you move that one rock. And then you pick up another rock and you move that rock. And most people are so frustrated with the amount of time and dedication and consistency that it takes to move that huge pile of rocks, so they give up. And I've been there. I've been there at the biggest mound of rocks that I had to move. And I love this weekend because Brendan taught us how to think of how we changed it in 5 ways. So in 5 ways, how did I take this massive pile of rocks that I wanted to move and move it to over here? So let's go. I'm like totally geeking out inside right now. I love this stuff. So if you guys are here and you're listening, just say hello, say what's up below. Live video I know sometimes is delayed, so give me some hearts, some thumbs up. Maybe let me know where you're from. If this is the first time you've ever met me, it's so nice to meet you. I love being engaged with my fans and getting to know people. I don't think it serves anyone if you're just a fly on the wall. So if you're here, hi Josh, thanks for joining. I see Tara. I don't know if Stacy's still on, but I know it's always delayed. So if you're here, just say what's up. Okay, here we go. So the first way that I energized and charged my life was my self-awareness. So we're so used to being in this tunnel vision world, right? Where you wake up, you take a shower, you have breakfast, you drink your coffee, you get in the car, you go to work. And sometimes we forget that like life is happening right now. So I remember the exact moment where I became very self-aware of what was going on and that my life, I feel like there's something in my hair. You see that? It's like black stuff. Live video, whatever. I feel like sometimes we realize that, holy shit, I'm 27 years old. That was my realization. And I'm not where I want to be. What do I do? And then most people kind of just, oh, well, it's going to be too hard to change. I just got to keep doing this job that I hate. Or I'm in a relationship that I hate. And so I'm just going to keep going. Or I don't know if I have the belief and confidence. And people make the decision not to change their life because they just make that easy decision of, oh, I'm just not going to go for it. I became self-aware that I was doing that. So there's 2 ways that you need to become self-aware. The first is mentally and the second is verbally. So I will find that a lot of negative people, and I used to be like this, a lot of negative people will be verbally expressing, oh, well, I suck at public speaking. Well, I'm not good at health and fitness. I suck at eating. Or I could never be a health and fitness coach because I don't stay on track. And so they're verbalizing what they feel that they suck at. And so you have to become self-aware that you're saying those things because you're putting that out there to the universe. You're first allowing yourself to believe. Once you say, oh, well, I suck at public speaking, that's it. You just stop. So you have to become self-aware of the things that you're putting out there. And this takes work. This takes work of stopping and evaluating the words you use every single day. And most people are like, oh, this is so wonky. This is why most people do not become high performers because they're not willing to do that kind of grind. They're not willing to do that kind of hard work. I think sometimes people think hard work is wake up, go to class, get all the work done, come home, take care of the kids, this and that. That's work. But the hardest work that we do is up here and in here. So being self-aware of the things you say, mentally as well. So you might not say these things out loud, but if you're consistently being down on yourself about something mentally, and again, it's not something you verbalize, but you're just beating yourself up inside, you have to become self-aware of those patterns. So do not give in to your self-perception. To wrap up the first point, do not give in to that. Do not allow yourself, if you want to become a high performer and go next level, don't allow yourself to think like that. And you're going to be like, well, how do I do that? Next time you realize that you say something negative out loud or in your head, you have to say, oh, okay, I did that thing that Colleen said I was going to do. So replace it with something different. You could say, I'm not the best at public speaking, but I want to get better. That's how you can change it. And you're probably going to be like, that sounds exhausting. It kind of is. It's hard. It's really hard. Set yourself up for success. So you have to surround yourself with people who are going to bring you higher. If you hang out with the person who also says things like, I suck, just always bitching and complaining about life, even though they're your friends and family, you have the ability to limit your exposure to them. You have the ability to kind of only allow so much to affect you. So set yourself up for success if you want to focus on your self-awareness. If you keep putting yourself in the same negative scenario, that's going to make this really difficult to change your life. The third point of self-awareness is your habits. And I always joke about this one because Like my go-to bad snack is an Oreo or a bagel or something like that. And guys, if I buy the bagel, I'm going to eat the bagel. If I buy the package of Oreos, I'm going to eat the Oreos. So my habit of self-awareness is do not buy the Oreos. Do not buy the bagel. Because if it's in your cupboard, you're going to eat it, right? So you have to be self-aware of your habits. If you're going out to dinner, you have to build up your self-awareness to build up the habit of ordering the healthier food. I'm not saying, guys, that I don't go out to eat and have, let's say I want a burger. I'm going to eat the burger, but I'm probably not going to eat the bun and the cheese and the bacon and all the sauce that's dripping off of it. Maybe I'll go for the turkey burger. So it's these small little things that add up over time. Let's talk about another habit. So if there's something that frustrates you and you're dreading this task and you consistently go into this task that you're dreading with the same mindset, you're allowing yourself to have that really bad habit of going into it. So think maybe, there's something that you dread that you have to do later. Let's say your workout. Find a way to put a positive spin on it. Try something different. For me, in the beginning, when I started to dread my workouts, I was like, something's got to change. So I started to lay out my workout clothes. I would have my sports bra, my shorts, and my sneakers and my socks ready to go. This is little self-aware habit that I can control. Or I needed to listen to music. I need music to motivate me. There's no way in hell that I could get a workout done without my music. So I started to be self-aware of habits that I could control over time. So fourth thing, and then we'll move on to point number 2 of the 5 ways that I changed my life. Do not place caps on yourself. I want you to be like really, really hardcore extreme right now. I am going to challenge you guys to think like high performers do. And I want you to fast forward your life to the age of 85. And you're sitting in a rocking chair, you're retired, you're hanging out, you had the family, you had the kids that you wanted. And I just want you to ask yourself, if you were to continue on this path that you're on right now, would you have satisfaction and would you be able to accept the life that you were living? Would you look back on your life in these years right now and be like, I wish I did something different? That's what you have to start to think. You have to see your future identity and think to, what am I doing right now to create that future identity that I want? I mean, you guys hear all the time, like, oh, don't regret anything in your life. Live it up. We kind of get desensitized to hearing things like that. What I want you to focus on is being self-aware now, that you are creating the life that you have right now. And even if there's people in your life that drive you crazy and they're your stressor, you have to be self-aware about how you react to them, how you respond to them. This is how you begin to master your life. I'm probably not going to be able to change everyone around me. I might be able to influence them or inspire them in some way, but you create your environment around you. So be self-aware of those things, your habits. Don't place caps on yourself in terms of, well, I'd love to do this job, but I can't. That's the mental and verbal thing I was just talking about. Oh, I'd love to do this, but why not just start to tell yourself, okay, I know it's going to take a lot of hard work on me, on my habits, to get to where I want to go, but I'm willing to do the work. That would be a high performance attitude. All right, let's move on to number 2. The second way that I was able to completely energize and change and charge my life was my ability to act and my ability to take action, to get things done. So I now try my best to teach people how to take action in their life. So most things that people do, if they make the decision to not do something, it's due to fear. They typically will say, oh, well, I don't have time. That's something that you're placing the blame on. Well, I have kids, so I can't do that. Or whatever the reasons are that you're telling yourself you can't do something, you have to be self-aware, number 1. Number 2, build up the habits to change that situation, because by the time you're 85, if you don't change anything, it's going to stay the same. So teaching yourself how to take action. So every day you have this decision to make, and you can go, yes, this way, or no, this way. Are you going to do it or not? And you have to learn how to make that decision to do it faster. And the faster that you can build up your ability to take action rather than hesitating, because hesitation breeds fear, the faster you'll see success, the more you will see success. Do not blame time and being overwhelmed for the reason that you're not getting things done. It's more about you just don't know how to be productive yet. You have to become a student of growth. Like, you didn't just wake up, you didn't just graduate college learning how to master life. It's not just I graduated college and I have the job I want. You're forever going to be learning. I think it was Abraham Lincoln that said, if you're through learning, you're through. And that's so true. You know, I place a very high value on education personally, but I get really upset when people end their education. And that was me back in the day. Oh, I graduated, I got a job, I'm good. I didn't place any importance on personal growth whatsoever. So this is why I deliver this message with such passion. Because I graduated school, I got the job, I lost the job, went through a bunch of shit. And then now I want to go back to that place of growth. I've gone through the stages of growth, still growing, of course, but I want to teach people how they can keep moving forward. So build up your response time to do things faster. Procrastination, something I struggle with, especially being my own boss. There's times that I'm like, oh, well, I can do that later. So you have to have a routine. So a high performance person, I can open their schedule and they have everything bulleted out. And you'll probably say, but Colleen, I'm not organized. Oh, Colleen, I could never do that. I don't have enough time. That's the thing. So you don't have enough time because you don't schedule your life. You don't schedule in the things you need to get done. I'm going to be talking about so many awesome things over my Beautiful Mind series. I want to teach you guys about the psychology of things. I want to teach you guys about the physical aspect, the health, all of that. I want to teach you guys about productivity, and I want to teach you guys how to work with people. Those are the amazing things that I learned over this weekend. Okay, don't hesitate. Pretty sure you guys understand what I'm saying, but I'm being honest. People ask, how did you do what you've done in your life? I did not wait. I learned how to do it. If you are avoiding the things you need to do, that's a really bad habit, and you have to take responsibility for that. Point number 3. In ways that I changed my life and I energized it and I charged it, is I became a giver. I'm here giving. And because of that, my life is so much better. Because when I give and I know I impact people, I'm happier. So that has made my life completely different. When I'm happy, it's a big part of my life. So I've been able to listen. This is something I got really good at, is I ask great questions. So when someone comes to me with a problem, I don't just say, this is what you should do. I ask questions. So if someone is not happy in a relationship, I'll ask questions. You know, have you done any research, or have you reached out to a friend who has a great relationship and ask them, what are the things that you do to have a great relationship with your loved ones? I'll ask them questions like, if they want to lose weight, what are you currently eating? Sometimes they're like, oh, I don't want to talk about that. But good leaders ask great questions. So I become a giver of giving people the chance to change their life by figuring out what level they are at so that I can help them go to the next level. Being a giver is hard because I think you can truthfully, honestly become a giver when your journey is in a good place. So you kind of have to get your world together a little bit. It's not going to be perfect, but you've got to get that momentum going a little bit. And then you have to learn how to put your agenda aside. So this is something that I see a lot of people struggle with in the world that I'm in with coaching, is that they want to give to people, but they're too afraid to share, so then they don't. And as a leader of someone who's serving people, you have to put your agenda aside. So for example, I was like, well, what if people don't like this? Or I'm afraid to be judged, that people are going to be like, oh, well, what is this beautiful minds thing? You know, we're human. We start to think things like that. I had to put my agenda aside of what will people think of me, and I had to start to think, how can I help others? It's not about me, it's about how can I help others. So you put your fear, struggles, obstacles, excuses aside when you really become a giver in life. So a lot of people say that they want their work to be meaningful. They want to change people's lives. It's hard, and you got to be really strong and confident to do it. Put your agenda aside. Point number 4 of how I was able to change my life. And guys, if any of you are here, like interested in changing your life, these are some things that you can do. It's not rocket science. It's hard work on yourself. Okay? So your definition of hard work might be different than mine. I always get out of breath when I do this. Need some water. Okay, the fourth one, health. The choices I made, like the Oreos and the bagels, and when I go out to eat, the choices I've made to schedule in my workouts, the choices that I have made in my routine. So it is more important for me to get my workout done than I've actually never watched the season This Is Us, and you are probably like gasping. So guys, if you're out there telling me you don't have time and you've watched the entire season thus far of This Is Us, these are the things I'm talking about. Okay, I haven't had cable in 9 years, and it's funny because I actually have to force myself to watch TV because I just want to keep working and I want to keep changing lives. And if I am doing things like just sitting in front of the TV, I feel useless. So I've made the choices to change my life by not watching things like This Is Us. I don't even know what the show is about. My mindset, so health can mean so many things. It's not just I have abs, I can do 25 push-ups. It's not just about that. It's about everything that encompasses what makes you feel good. And having a strong mindset, first of all, I get shit done. Second of all, I'm able to push through barriers when it's really hard. And I've had to work on that. I see my perspective is completely different. When I have a challenge in my life, I see it as, ooh, what am I going to learn from this? So the health of my mindset is extremely important, and it's something you have to work on every single day. My habits, we already said that. My health. So one way I was able to change my life is my confidence in and out of my clothes. And it's funny because a lot of people think that it's this, materialistic type of thinking. When you wake up in the morning and you get in the shower, you're looking at yourself. When you get up in the morning and look in the mirror and you're going through your closet picking out clothes and you put something on and it doesn't fit you and it doesn't feel good, that's not fun. I'm sure you guys can all agree with me, right? So the way I was able to change my life with the choices I made to work out, to eat right, to supplement right, to focus on managing my energy, the confidence in and out of my clothes has completely changed. So I can feel good about myself. And as a woman, that's another huge part of my mission, is helping people as far as the beautiful minds go. I really want people to know that it's okay to feel good in and out of your clothes. And if you're married, that's a big part, of having a healthy sexual relationship. And that's part of life, guys. Okay, health. I want to have a longer life and an easier life. So I've watched so much of my family go through a lot of health struggles, whether it was something that was a direct reflection of their past or not. Cancer happens to people that they're perfectly healthy, but things happen. But this is the part that people don't understand, is that if you're unhealthy and life happens to you, cancer, some type of ailment, some type of disease, and you are not able to fight back because you're unhealthy, then that's when things get scary. So people don't typically focus on things like health and their body and their healthy habits until something happens. So I have focused on my health so that I have a longer life and an easier life. When I get older, I still want to be exploring. I don't want to be in the rocking chair. Last way that I've been able to change my life, and I think this is something I'm extremely passionate about. I know. You need to learn, explore, and experience. So working from home for me is awesome, but sometimes I get stuck behind this computer. Sometimes I get stuck in this office. And my goal for 2017 has been to bring a whole new level of joy and a whole new level of exploring. And yeah, even if it costs me more money than I want to spend, the experience in learning and exploring and getting back out there in the world and connecting with it is extremely important to me. So when I packed up my belongings and I moved 3,000 miles away from home and I didn't know anyone here, I learned so much. I don't know where my life would be. I wouldn't have my husband. I wouldn't live in Lake Tahoe. I wouldn't have these beautiful experiences to share with you guys through my videos and my photos. I wouldn't have my dogs. But imagine if I just stayed in my one place my whole life. So if you're someone that has been living in the same place for 25 years, I challenge you to either travel and explore and come back to home base or try something new. So I was born and raised in Boston. completely different upbringing than it is in California. Nothing bad, nothing good, not comparing it, just different. And I feel like I truly belong here because of the big thinking, the big dreaming. And if you guys ever wonder why hippies hug trees and why they love nature and why they're happy and they're like little bumblebees, it's because nature is a huge part of this place that we live. The universe provides so much beauty. I don't need to have pina coladas to make me happy. I can go out on a hike and the scenery and the sounds and the air, it's just beautiful. It's so uplifting. So you've got to find what's out there in the world that brings joy to you. Learn, explore. So if you just go to work and you just come home and you just hang out with your cat and then you just go grocery shopping and then you just kind of are living, that's just existing. You're not learning, you're not exploring, you're not pushing yourself. You will stay and plateau. And that's a big, scary thing because people will become unhappy and they will have regrets. And then it's this downward spiral. So I'm challenging you guys in a huge way to get out there. What are your hobbies? Who are your friends? And that's something I'm working on is where I live. I'm really working on, getting out there. I'm going to a yoga class later today. And I'm trying different things outside of my house so I don't have the same routine. And it doesn't have to cost an arm and a leg to learn, explore, and experience. So those are the 5 ways I've really been able to change my life. I had a 6th way, but I'm only going to stick to 5 because I could talk forever. But thank you so much for joining me for my very first Beautiful Minds episode. This weekend reminded me that I really am capable, and sometimes I feel that I have these big aspirations and these big dreams, and sometimes I let society stuff me back down into this box because of the struggle. And I love bursting through struggles. So this weekend was a great reminder to just go, be, do me. I hope you all have a great day. I'll see you guys later.